afternoon.
Sunday, everybody.
Yeah, very exciting for us for a number of reasons today.
Yeah, 100 episodes of Valley Spotlight, and where else should we celebrate a milestone like that?
Yeah.
But then right here at the Golden Dawn with Johnny Naples.
Right.
Johnny, congratulations to you guys,
Yeah.
too.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Thanks for opening it up just in time for our show.
Right?
That was really cool of you.
It's like he planned it, a 5-year hiatus, and then here we are. And so many people coming in and out of the doors, even just today on this great Sunday, just saying hi and seeing what it looks like.
It's very overwhelming. I mean, we appreciate the support from the Youngstown area.
What did they say? What did people say when they
walk in?
When they on that April 1st afternoon?
Well, they welcomed us back. They couldn't believe the interior, how nice it looks.
Yeah.
They're just ecstatic to be back in the Youngstown area at the Golden Dawn.
Yeah, it's been cool.
I have to let you in on a tiny little secret. This is Mike Case's first time ever here. And in 2008, when I moved here, I didn't really know anybody. And a good friend of ours, Pat Lowry and Becky, they used to invite me to have dinner right over there and breakfast in the corner because I didn't have any friends.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were my first friends, and this was one of the very first places that I was ever able to come and enjoy what Youngstown is. And here on the north side, you guys do breakfast, you guys do lunch, you guys do dinner. The phone rings off the hook because people want to come here.
Yes. I mean, we service breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day long. We have daily specials, daily lunch specials. We have daily dinner specials as well.
Are you happy to be back?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Ecstatic, yes.
Do you have some of the staff from before?
Probably 75% of my staff from when we closed came back, so I'm happy about that. We got some newcomers and trying to get them broken into the tradition of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a tradition that you dressed up behind the bar.
Yeah, when they opened in 1932, my grandfather started tending bar, and he told my grandmother one day, he says, I need a white shirt, and she goes, for what? He goes, well, I'm going to tend bar, and I want my patrons to see me to look clean like a regular bartender should be looking like.
Uh-huh.
And we kept the tradition for 90 years.
I love
90
it.
years.
Yes.
And no swearing, right?
No swearing.
No
after
bad
Golden
words.
Dawn.
Nope.
That's
we're on-
not a joke. Like, you take that pretty seriously,
Yeah,
right?
we warn you the first time, the second time we escort you out the door.
Who came up with that?
It's amazing they let me in the door.
That was my grandfather's rule.
I think it's a good
Golden
rule. I think it's a golden rule, the
And
Golden
my dad
Dawn.
and uncle kept it going, and I'm going to keep it going as well.
All right.
We're so glad to be here, and lots of different celebrations are happening across the valley, especially one today for a very special man, right, Mike?
60 years in the business for Dominic Togo. If you've been to a wedding or a festival, you've seen him. They're honoring him tonight, so we thought we'd talk with him and talk a little about his career.
Let's do it.
If you're from the Youngstown area, you recognize that voice. Dominic Togo's on stage and belting out your favorite tunes. He's done it for 60 years.
This will be 60 coming up.
This will be 60. Did you ever think at the beginning?
No, we just did it to put ourselves through school. You know, we figured that would be a good way to pay for college, and we played all the fraternity parties. And
From frat parties to all the clubs in town.
Market Street, there was probably 7 or 8 nightclubs right at the Uptown that you could walk back and forth from each one of them. We played them all. And then the Strip in Warren, it was real big, the living room.
And tonight at the Youngstown Music Awards, Dominic will be the subject of a tribute, which, when he got the call about it, caught him by surprise.
No, I had no idea. I didn't think, I says, my God, I said, how do I do this? What do I do? And he says, no, you're doing nothing. He says, we're just going to do a tribute to it. And I thought, wow. I says, I'm thinking to myself, I says, is there, who else is going to be involved there? And he says, no. He says, we're just going to we have all these politicians and all these people going to speak. I don't know if it's a roast. I'm kind of nervous about it, but.
It's not the first time he's been nervous. For 40 years, Dominic ran the Teamsters in Cleveland, negotiating contracts and working side by side with Jimmy Hoffa Jr.
It was kind of, whenever you walked into a place with Jimmy Hoffa, it was kind of, a little crazy, you know what I mean? Because everybody knows that name from his father.
And at the annual convention in Las Vegas, Hoffa told him one time he'd be singing the national anthem and the Canadian national anthem in front of 11,000 Union brothers and sisters.
No music, a cappella, 8 o'clock in the morning, you can't even talk. let alone sing. And so I went back and I downloaded the Canadian National Anthem, played it in my ear for 6 hours until I, had it pretty close. And I got up and it's kind of scary because you get up on a stage and there's 2 video screens next to you the size of buildings and your head's, this big at 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Pretty scary, and I said good morning and it echoed through the building about 11 times, and I thought, so I got through it, thank God. And the second one, I got through that, and then he said to me, I got finished, and he said, you got to do this tomorrow again. So I had to go back in the next day and do it again.
Did you get paid for that?
No, it was just...
The big show didn't faze him, and he's still rocking today with the Brotherhood, his aptly named musicians that he says should get the credit.
It's more of the guys that are with me. I've always tried to get the best guys that I could find, and they're actually the group. I'm just the face, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the music that they provide behind me is really the basis of the group.
And the group is still in demand. Most local and national bands we've seen have come and gone. But Dominic and the Brotherhood are still what people want.
The reason I think that we were okay is because we never really played one type of music. We could do a wedding, and if someone wants a polka, we could do it. Or if someone wants an Italian song at a festival, we can do it. Or Sinatra, or Bruno Mars, whatever it called for. And that's why we kept, our repertoire. I would go from one extreme to the other.
The types of music make them popular, but the audience still has to respond, and that is his specialty.
I watch the audience, and my night goes to where the audience goes, you know what I mean?
I do.
If they're sitting and not dancing, you change it up and try to get them on. If they're not dancing, you feel like you're doing something wrong.
Right.
My theory was always, I enjoy being off the stage in the audience on breaks as much as I do on the stage, because you get to know everybody. They're really not your audience after a while. They become your friends. You got to know everybody, after all these years.
Yeah.
And thank God the people still come out for us.
And they continue to come after all these years. He's had some chances to go national or work in Las Vegas, but Dominic has turned them all down for one reason or another, and that's perfectly fine with him.
But, I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. The guys that I worked with, I was lucky to be performing with the guys that I worked with, and I'm proud to be, to tell you that I was proud to be with all of them.
Earth, Wind, and Fire! Thank you so much. Thank you.
So there you go. Dominic being honored tonight at the Youngstown Music Awards. Still time to get there. Starts at 5 o'clock, and he's going to have a performance there as well.
Oh my gosh, he's a special guy and such talent. So congratulations, Dom.
Still rocking it after
I know,
all this time.
right?
And he's booked for all the festivals this year. So if you go to his Facebook page, he's got a giant list of things that are cranking up for the summertime.
We like to hear that. Well, you know what else we like to hear about, Mike?
What?
Small business owners. Mm-hmm. And by small, this time I mean actually small. She's only 6. And if you like a good chicken story or a chicken before the egg story, this one is for you.
One time I was feeding the chickens food, and then I was holding the bucket up, and then one just flew up and then over the cage.
The phrase "up with the chickens" might make most people cringe, but not 6-year-old London Tavarich.
In the morning, if I have time, I come out and I get the eggs and I make sure everybody's out of their cage.
Before school, she'll make sure the chickens are up and out of the coop in their run. Sometimes she'll run over and catch the eggs if it's early or if we have enough time in our morning start. When she gets home from school, she goes right to the eggs. She puts them in her box to sell them. On the weekends, we clean coops and we freshen everything up, and she's involved in every bit of it. During the week, she helps me get the feed and goes to the Tractor Supply, and then we let her keep all the funds from all her hard work.
At the age of 3, she and her dad took a ride so she could help take care of her dog. The rest is history.
So I was working. I just had started working from home, and London and her dad went to Tractor Supply to get dog food. And they came in the house and they had a little box that was chirpy. So London said she wanted to take full responsibility for the chickens because we tried it with the dog and the responsibility thing. So she started it and she said she wanted to sell the eggs, and it grew. We started with a small coop for 6 chickens, and now we have Chicken Paradise.
They're very interesting. They're very cute. And they are very silly.
The family's home in Newton Falls is at the intersection of Route 5 and 534, and it has literally become a paradise for all sorts of little chicks who lay a variety of eggs. This little lady has big goals thanks to her growing small business.
The goal is when I'm 16, I am going to go on a trip to Paris.
That sounds great. What about Paris? Why do you like Paris?
Because I have a little Frenchie and her name's Paris, and I really want to go to see the Eiffel Tower.
That's a beautiful thing.
So London takes the eggs, she'll put them in her carton, she'll put them up front. She sells them 2 for $5, or 2 dozen for $5, $3 per dozen. There's a money box in her chicken box, and they just come by, they grab what they want, and they put the money in the box. Sometimes they leave us cartons. Recently we put our phone number on there so they can do special orders, and we've had a few lately. So she's actually donating 8 dozen this week to a charity for an Easter Bunny event.
On this day, my Sabina had a front row view of what it means to take care of more than just a few dogs. And on this day, we all took a moment to appreciate a little girl's excellent efforts to achieve her big dreams.
I'm proud. I'm gonna cry. She works very hard for 6. This was not me at 6. So we're proud of her. She does a great job with school. Here at home, she's very helpful. She loves all of her animals. She has a horse that she's very passionate about. She goes to there on the weekends and takes care of him, and she never complains, and she reaps the rewards, so.
Did you hold a chicken?
I did. So
I've never held a chicken. I'm
the
scared
little
of chickens.
chicks and then the big chickens.
Chicks, I don't know about the big ones.
You just chase after them.
Okay.
It's good exercise.
Rocky Balboa did that one time.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Well, on the other side of this break, we're talking about eggs and chickens, and now we're going to talk about the best chicken sandwich in Youngstown.
How about that? That's high praise.
It is. It is. Chef
Okay.
Mark Hanzadetta and the Bistro 1907 gang have it going on in Pesto's Test Kitchen. Stay with us.
Heels is the low-cost living anti-inflation department store.
Shop Hills in the Liberty, Lincoln Knolls, and Boardman Plaza's Youngstown, and the Ridgeview Plaza in Warren, and the Hills location in Champion, all open 10 till 10 daily.
Welcome back to the Golden Dawn and our 100th episode of Valley Spotlight. And for me, Mike, there's only one way to celebrate.
How is that?
With the best chicken sandwich I've ever had. And you know how everybody had a chicken sandwich, during COVID, Popeyes and KFC and Chick-fil-A. And of course, how do you compete with that? Well, this one does.
Oh, I can't wait to see.
Episodes, Mark, of Pesto's Test Kitchen.
It's crazy. Bistro 1907, 100.
Can you
what does that
believe
mean?
it?
I don't know. But yes, thank you everybody for watching through 100 episodes of the show.
And so many great recipes. And how do we choose the best of the best? Well, if you ask our team, whatever you do to any kind of chicken on this menu, for whatever reason,
Chicken's the universal ingredient.
it really is. And you have it covered for us today, quite literally.
I do. Well,
2 different versions, right?
2 different versions, because everybody is so crazy about chicken sandwiches. And, you know, we want to do ours, which I think is better than that other national brand. No disrespect.
All other brands, all other places.
So it's a great chicken fried sandwich. Really, really good. It's based on a pickle brine. It's a low country southern food brine, crispy fried, extra crispy. It just works really, really well. So now we're gonna go to a little bit spice it up land, because Nashville hot has been so popular, but I love what's coming up and around, and that is Korean food. And so we're gonna do a Korean spicy hot. So we're gonna do a little bit different take on our fried chicken sandwich, and we're gonna do a Korean version of it. I've done like Korean fried chicken and waffles in the past, so we're just gonna make it a little bit different.
Wait, you wanna yell at your baby brother on this 100th
My brother,
episode?
I can't yell at him.
What is he doing?
He knows
hey,
I'm
Jeffrey, keep it down. Anyway, there's a couple different layers to each of the recipes,
There
right?
is, because, you know, both have to be brined. Brined, marinated, whatever you want to call it, and both have to be dredged in a flour bath, and then they go into the crispy fryer. So I think we'll start with the brine. So pour about a third of this into here. That is sweet pickle juice. A lot of places do pickle juice, dill pickle juice. I like to use sweet pickle juice because we use a lot of sweet pickles. I like the flavor of it. Plus the sweet goes with a little bit of the spice.
Is that good?
Yep.
That's good.
And then you're going to put equal part of buttermilk.
Okay.
Because buttermilk has all that acid in it. It has that buttery rich flavor. So it's really going to do a lot for the chicken. The acid in the pickle juice, the acid in the buttermilk is going to really help to like make that chicken really, really tender and juicy at the same time. Because the pickle juice has a lot of sugar and salt in it already.
Is it enough?
That's perfect. Okay. And now we're just going to kick it up. You know, we're going to add one of the key ingredients here also is just good old seasoned salt. Whatever your favorite brand is, put about a tablespoon of seasoned salt in there. We're going to put a combination of a tablespoon of onion powder and garlic powder, just a tablespoon of salt, and a teaspoon of black pepper. And we're going to let that get happy. So what we're going to do for this is we have these beautiful chicken thighs. I like using chicken thighs. I love chicken breasts. Everybody's crazy about chicken breasts. Lower money, more tender, more juicy. Go with chicken thighs.
Boom.
Boom. So then you just want to put your chicken thighs in. And we're going to let this marinate 4 to 6 hours. You can do it overnight. You don't want to go too crazy because the vinegar and the salt is going to start to what we call preserve versus brine. Okay.
So we don't want it to, we don't want it to get
So that's going to get really, really happy in the next little bit. This next one, we're going to take some of that buttermilk right there.
Okay.
So go ahead and put that in. But then I'm going to use coconut milk because I love the flavor of the coconut, especially with the Korean food.
Tell me when.
A little bit more. There we go.
Oh, all of it.
All of it. Just make it happy.
You know me, I've learned my lesson on don't put all of it.
We are going to add one of my favorite ingredients for Asian food, fish sauce. Don't do the fish sauce challenge. It tastes not so good on its own, very, very good with things in combination with it. So we're going to put about 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. It's got that great umami flavor in it. It really, really gets everything really nice and working together and flavorful.
Ron wanted me to drink that for our 100th episode today.
Well, we're going to drink this tequila that's much better. Trust
Hey,
me when I
Ron,
say it.
There's always a solution to every problem.
So we're going to add a couple tablespoons of these amazing Korean chili flakes. It's got a sweet, pungent flavor to it, just amazing in flavor.
They're so beautiful.
Yes. And we're just going to mix that up. And then because the buns are different on this one, I'm going to use just smaller pieces of the same chicken thigh, just cut in half a little bit, just so they're not quite as massive, big, because, like I said, the buns are a little bit smaller on this because we're doing a black sesame bun. So that's our 2 brined chickens.
And can I ask you just real quick before we take a break, where do we find this beautifulness?
Well, my spice company is Spiceology. I love Spiceology. You can get that on, the biggest box retailer online. We all know who it is. He's got a spaceship, so you can go buy it from him. But just Spiceology has the best spices, in my opinion.
Okay, well, we'll take a break and we will finish up this chicken magic.
All right, sounds good.
You're looking good for 100, honey.
100? I can only wish to be 100.
Me too.
As long as I have my marbles.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I'm constantly asked by news sources how to best navigate today's real estate market. I call the brightest agents in the business to get their input. Hi, Kelly. What's going on in the Mahoney Valley area?
Hi, Barbara. The market in the Mahoning Valley has remained strong.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Sellers are enjoying the safety of the Guaranteed Sold program, and buyers and sellers love the 3D tour and the free moving truck.
Get the best advice from my friend Kelly Warren. Go to kellysoldit.com. Be safe and smart.
Well, Ducat not only sells the product, but we service them. We have parts and service support for every machine that you buy at Ducat. You are purchasing a machine, it's eventually going to break or need work, and we are here to do that. You don't get that from an online sale or a mass merchant. They just don't have the ability to have the parts and the service. We send our mechanics to school every year. We have 2 Briggs & Stratton master service technicians. There are not many in the country, probably less than 5,000 in the country, and we have 2 at Ducat. And we also have gold certified steel mechanics and numerous certifications in parts and service for every brand that we carry.
So let yourself go to Ducat. Let yourself go to Ducat.
No hot water? Call A to Z Dependable Services. Our fully stocked rapid response water heater specialist will get you back in hot water in no time. A to Z is the only call you need to make.
Only A to Z.com.
The chicken magic continues in Pesto's Test
it's
Kitchen?
like building flavors. Now we're going to build textures.
Okay.
So now what we have for the classic Southern fried chicken sandwich, we have good old all-purpose flour, okay? And now we're going to combine that with like a third of that amount of cornstarch because that gives it a really, really crispy texture.
That's what it does?
Yes, it does. Now we're going to take rice flour on this side for the Korean one, and we're going to do the same thing. Add
That's rice flour.
And that's rice flour going with cornstarch. Okay, for this, we're going to add a spice called torgayarshi, which has chilies, black sesame, toasted sesame, garlic, and onion in it.
Gorgeous.
Really beautiful colors.
Wow.
Add that into that, and we're just going to mix it together and make it super happy. We're going to add some salt. Give me that pepper. A little bit of salt, pepper.
How much pepper?
All that.
All of it?
Yep.
All of this?
All that.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Some granulated garlic and granulated onion. But now, to give it a little bit of spice, grab that cayenne pepper over there. And we're going to add this just a little bit, not scallions. There you go. It's going to be a little spicier than normal, but that's all right. So we're just going to mix that together and grab your chicken.
Okay, grab your chicken.
Yeah, we're digressing. We haven't even had the tequila yet.
Sorry, Mark.
Okay, so we're going to take this beautiful chicken, and again, this should have marinated about 4 to 6 hours. But for the, the television, the magic of television, we're just going to take it, and you're going to put it in the dredge, and you're just going to lightly
cover it up.
You want to press it in because you want to even out the chicken because you don't want a fat piece and a thin piece because then it'll overcook the thin piece and the fat piece won't be quite done yet. And we want to press it in. What I love about this process is you see how it's building those little crispy, crunchy
nooks and crannies,
and that's what we like. There's no need to double bread because some people like to do that. If you like extra crust, go ahead and do it. And we're just going to you go ahead and do that one.
Okay.
Then I'm going to come over here to my Korean. And that just smells great with that coconut milk.
It really does.
And these are a little bit smaller, so I can do a couple at a time.
Sweetness right there.
Yes, it is.
Wow. And so then we're gonna fry these, right?
We're gonna fry these. Clean canola oil, clean vegetable oil, you want to go 325 to 365 depending on how hot you want to cook it. If it's a thicker cut, you want to go 325 and let it get happier at a slower pace. So now the hot honey part of this, we have honey because it was in my back storeroom, it congealed, so that congealed honey will come back. We have Fresno chilies, garlic. I'm going to add some more Korean chili to this, and we're just going to make this hot honey dip for that Korean spicy hot chicken. Yes, I am. So,
all right.
When we come back, we're going to make some great fried chicken sandwiches.
All right, 100 episodes and counting. We'll
I'm
be
still
right
waiting
back.
for that tequila.
Oh my goodness, what would Valley Spotlight be without a trip to Aunt Julie's Farm Market and hanging out with Carl and Julie? Hey, Carl!
Good to see you again.
Oh my gosh, it's been way too long.
It's been a while, yes.
And the weather has not exactly been cooperating.
We're struggling here in the month of April. It's been a long winter.
It has been.
We were lucky. December was a little warmer, and then, January came along, and February, and March, and it's been cold, rainy, and snowy.
We're still thawing out.
And we're still thawing out.
We
And
are.
It's still cold.
We are.
We're thinking about spring here.
No joke. And on a personal note, like, this is our 100th episode. I was just telling you before we got this whole thing rolling, we couldn't have done a lot of these wonderful segments and getting us outside and, you know, bringing some different things, whether it's sunflowers, whether it's fresh flowers, whether it's all of what's happening in the market.
Yeah.
We couldn't have done it without you.
Well,
so thank you.
No, thank you.
Are you kidding me? It's like a thank you fest
Yes,
over
it
here.
is.
But we are talking about spring, like you mentioned. So I do want to start with some of the new stuff within the retail space. One shop stop for mom.
Yes,
really.
It is. We have great little items like this.
Look at how
that
cute.
Mom would love. You could get a plant and put a little plant in there, and then this will when the wind blows, it looks like the bike is going down the road. And
Mom wants to be on it most of the time, but you know, she's busy.
We have great items like that.
And a lot of creativity when it comes to what you can offer. And I love this. Like, this is moderately new this year, right? Some of these planters.
Right, a lot of great planters. So if you're thinking you want to pot something up for mom, you come get a planter. If the kids in the house want to do their own special planter, we got the pot, the seeds in the soil, and you can plant your own little flower and watch it grow.
And I did have this little, this one kind of created, if you wanted to do two, and then create some of the, a little basket for the things that you don't find everywhere. And I just went through and picked out some of the stuff that I would like as a mom.
Right, as a mom. We have the pastas, we've got the coffee, you can put some seeds in there. Whiskey sticks, who doesn't like a whiskey stick?
Right, and I don't even need the whiskey. These are good even without the whiskey.
And, some flowers there.
The delphinium is one of the most beautiful flowers, I think, ever.
Very much, very much
big
so.
and awesome. And then what?
Then the Nan Julie shirt, Mom would love to have that.
Exactly. Matching for you and for Mom.
Yes.
Right? Nothing wrong with this.
Nope.
I think it's great.
So we've got all kinds of options. You could even, if you're short on time, call the girls in the store and they will put something together for you.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
They're very, very good here, and the phone's ringing on the whole time that we're here. I can't believe that we've made it through this entire interview without that happening. But before we say goodbye, before we move on to what's coming next, which is going to be out in the greenhouse, this is what you guys are harvesting currently,
spinach, arugula, and mixed lettuce.
The freshest of the fresh.
Yeah, fresh picked every day, and we bag it, we sell it, and it is really nice right now. So we'll have that for a while. The store's got a lot of.
That is really inexpensive. Just
very reasonable.
Like literally $2.
A lot of tomatoes. We work with a grower in Ohio, does hydroponic tomatoes, so we've got those now for the month of April and May, and some other great items yet.
I love to hear it. Give people the hours and where you're located in case you have never been out here. This is your chance to come and do it. A wonderful family. They've been in business for over 41 years. We're on our 100th episode, and they've been doing this 40 years. We could only hope for that kind of love, right?
Right. Exactly.
So come give them some love.
So come out here. We're in Canfield on State Route 46. We're right now, hours are 10 to 5, and they will 7 days a week.
Okay, very good. Tell everybody I said hi.
I will.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, welcome back to Valley Spotlight, our 100th show.
Our 100th show and Mike's very first visit ever to the Golden Dawn, which is reason to celebrate right there.
I know. I'll be back.
Yes.
We'll be back. All right, if you're a Jeep owner, you already know. If you're not, you probably don't know what this is.
I don't.
And what a rubber duck has to do with driving your vehicle.
Here we go. Let's find out.
Let's find out.
I've always wanted a Wrangler, yeah.
Mike Halleck is like a lot of people out there. He always wanted a Jeep.
I just like the look of them, and obviously like to, put the top down and everything.
But little did he know all that came along with owning a Jeep.
So I found out from the private owner that I bought it from that there's a Jeep Wave. So, the Jeep Wave is with the 2 or 3 fingers as you're driving, like on the steering wheel, where people put them out the door or whatever.
But that's not all the Jeep owners do.
And then there's this thing where you duck other Jeeps.
It's called ducking, and you heard him right. Jeep owners duck each other.
So ducking originated in Ontario, Canada in 2020. It was by a lady of the name Alison Parliament. She was having a bad day, so she was actually on the road, and the idea came in her mind to actually brighten up not only her day, but somebody else's. So she grabbed a little rubber duck like this, and she rode around looking for a Jeep that she could find, found one, and placed it on the Jeep with a note attached on the bottom saying, "I hope you have a great day."
Mike didn't know the history, but he learned the message pretty quick.
You could print off tags because there's a Facebook group. It's called Duck Duck Jeep Ohio. So you can print off tags from them, and then you can wrap them around those and just leave them, on the Jeeps as you see them, and you can follow the ducks, and people post them on the Facebook group. Got some ducks for Christmas from my wife and my mother-in-law, so gonna duck this summer.
It's all part of being part of an unspoken club that loves to do things with each other.
They definitely see themselves as a family, and like I said, they always get together and they always are acknowledging one another on the road, and I think it's something very special. They go off-roading, they basically just share and show each other their equipment and what they've done with upgrades and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely something like I've never seen before. There's so much you can do with them, and like I said, from a standpoint mechanically, they're one of the vehicles on the market that hold their value the most.
I got ducked at Halliday Winery. We were going up to the winery, and there was a Jeep event that was happening to going on, and there's a bunch of other Jeeps, and you usually get ducked at those events. So when we walked back, I'm like, I hope I get ducked, and sure enough, I did.
From Ontario to Ohio, and now all across the country.
It was basically just to brighten up someone's day. So from there, it really just expanded, and now it's nationwide. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do with them. I've seen one Jeep being ducked, or I've seen hundreds on Wranglers. So, and basically what they do, they write a note on the bottom, and it explains what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to keep the tradition going on, and then they always want you to post a photo with a duck on either social media platforms like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, etc. So, it happens every day, and I think I've seen some pretty crazy videos of it.
And once you get ducked, the happiness it brings makes it really fun.
If you know about it, it would definitely just create some excitement for you, because I'm sure you've been awaiting the time that you can finally be ducked. And if you have not heard about it, I'm sure it's very surprising, and after you read the note on the bottom, I'm sure it brings joy to you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It really is. It's cool to be part of it. Like I said, I had no idea anything with the wave or the ducks or anything when I went to purchase one. So it's a lot of fun. You're part of a cult in a way.
But a group that makes people feel better.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you felt better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it definitely, like I said, puts a smile on your face. You're like, you get all joy and everything.
So there you go. How fun is that? Do the duck thing. I didn't know Jeeps were made in Toledo.
No, I didn't either.
First of all, and if you want one, good luck.
Right.
Some people are just buying them online and not even seeing them, and when they come in, they get them because there's a big backlog.
The wait list. But look at the community. You get all the rubber ducks and all the kindness and the, hey, what's up, man?
We kind of broke the code on that. I kind of feel bad for the Jeep
bad?
people, but that's all right. It was a good story.
Oh, I don't have one. I won't do that again. I promise. Oh my gosh. You know what? Sometimes it's like it comes up in conversation with friends about what they're doing and what they're working on. And when it comes to Docs for a Cause, this group of people we've known for a very long time. But when you hear what they're doing, when they put their heads together, they put their efforts together, it really is quite remarkable.
Okay.
Everyone on Earth was hit hard during the COVID pandemic, but it's probably safe to say that there were a few sectors that were hit the hardest: our healthcare professionals, our restaurant teams, and our nonprofit organizations. So to see all three come together as we all grasp at normalcy, it's pretty darn amazing. Meet Dr. Manuel Batista. He is the doctor who founded Docs for a Cause.
Docs for a Cause, for me, is simple to do because there are two things I love to do. I love to have fun, and I love to help people. So how about we can have fun together while helping people?
Docs for a Cause is about to host their third event, and this time it's thanks to Chef Mark Canzonetta and his Bistro 1907 team. Barbecue is the name of this game.
And I don't get to do barbecue all the time. Barbecue is one of my passion. You know, I'm an honorary member of Guy Fieri's barbecue team, the Knuckle Sandwich, and the Motley Crew. And so this is a time to express, you know, my and brother's collaboration on Papa's Spice Rubs. So we're going to use all Papa's Spice Rubs for the barbecue event that night, and it's going to be fantastic. Because not everybody gets a chance to eat barbecue done well all the time.
Area doctors will take their turn at waiting tables instead of waiting on patients at participating restaurants. The money raised goes to local charitable causes. This time, it's for the Rich Center for Autism.
The idea came out was, I know many of my friends, doctors, people think that we're boring people. We are not. I mean, we are like everybody. I mean, we like to have fun. We like to have families. We have our concern as well. And with the last 2 years, definitely all of us, regardless of your specialty, definitely have a very rough time. So let's have fun together, number one. And number two, then I realized, well, many of my local friends own restaurants, own venues, and for the last 2 years as well, they have been going through very rough time themselves. So I said, well, how about we bring all my local friends who are doctors, and let's put it together in one of our local venues and to support local charities and have a very soft spot for children. So, voila.
And this dinner will speak volumes for the people who may not be able to find their own voices without a bit of help from the Rich Center.
The Rich Center is an autism scholarship provider. So fortunately here in the state of Ohio, we do have some special ed scholarships that are available for students who qualify for them and their families to receive different education services and therapies. Right now, the scholarship, it's $31,500 a year, but the average cost of education per student is somewhere between $37,000 and $40,000 at the Rich Center. That requires us to do fundraising, development work, and most importantly, the reason why we do all of that is because the founding families, it was very important for them that the school's tuition free. So we remain a tuition free school 26 years later. So the support of the community, the development work, the fundraising really allows us to be able to do that.
Monday, May 9th, the menu will be something to marvel at, but the cause goes beyond the table and reaches the people and students who need it the most.
You know, when Dr. Batista called me one evening, I believe he was in Florida, and he introduced himself and said, hey, I have this idea, I do this charity for different organizations, and I want to do this at the bistro. I want to hook up with Mark Canzanetta. I want to support the Rich Center. So many of my friends who are connected to the center, and I want to support autism here in the Valley. I mean, I felt honored. You know, it's exciting. It's going to be a fun evening, and it's great when multiple entities from different backgrounds. You know, we have a business owner, medical doctor, and the school here at Youngstown State University coming together in collaboration to support one another and to spread awareness, education, and acceptance of autism.
So yes, Monday, May 9th, mark your calendar for Docs for a Cause. And, you know, through COVID and everything, Mike, seeing all those, you know, the healthcare providers and then their nonprofits and then our businesses that are, you know, in the restaurant industry, to see them all come together, it makes my heart happy.
It'll be at Bistro, right?
Yes, it's at Bistro.
So after this commercial break, we'll go back to Bistro.
Yes, we will. And a Rust City story, Mike, that's for the record book. So don't go away for our 100th episode of Valley Spotlight.
So now we have, look at all those beautiful little crevices and valleys in there. We just want to hold by the edge, and you want to kind of rock the by baby, okay? And just let it naturally drop into the oil, because you don't want to get burnt. Another thing, you don't want to overcrowd your fryer. So about 4 pieces per side is about enough. Just like on one of my favorite silly movies, we're going to do a little shake and bake right here, just so it doesn't stick to the bottom, it doesn't stick to each other. Now we're going to make this, it's going to get happy after about 6-8 minutes.
Okay. The fryer was frying. I was laying.
Yeah,
I was like getting in there, and it turned out great.
Looks great.
Okay,
so let's build.
Let's build it up.
Okay, we got our pimento cheese on the bottom, we got our red onion, crisp red onion, and we got our sweet pickle slices. Okay, now we're gonna put that chicken on top. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my chicken and put it into that dredge or base of honey, ginger, Korean chili, and Fresno chili. Look at the color on that. That red,
it's
beautiful.
so
it's spicy. It's sweet. It's perfect. We're just going to deep that. So this is a Korean hot, not a Nashville hot, but I think it could be as popular or better. We're just going to stick this, and we have our special black sesame seed buns. We have a little bit of fermented garlic aioli, black garlic.
That's what's on that bun.
Yes.
I asked Trey what was going on.
Yep.
I wish you would put the. Never mind. I won't even say it.
You can wish. What do you wish?
I wish it was on the menu. This is how to do it at your house. This one's on the menu, and it's just a winner every single
Put a
time.
little lettuce on top. I'm just going to put a touch of lettuce on top just to cool it off. There should be some kind of pickled cabbage on top of here, but lettuce will work. And then there we go. Top that off just like that. And look at that, Ron.
Look at that, Fred. Happy 100 years.
Happy 100. And we'll take a bite in a second.
And 100
but
episodes.
This is 100 episodes.
100 episodes
to
of Valley Spotlight.
1,000 more.
To 1,000. To good friends.
Yep.
To supporters from day one. Good ideas. Good people.
You know how much I love this valley.
I know. And we love you for it. So cheers.
Cheers.
We're doing the whole thing. I have to do it. Oy, oy, oy. Oy, oy, oy.
Hey, there's only one way. So are you going chicken or are you going Korean? Go ahead. Get in there.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
I hope so.
Oh,
it's Don Julio 1942.
Wow, you broke out the good stuff for us today.
Get in there. You know, you almost got to do that Chicago step back. What kind of bite is that? Is that the best bite you got?
No.
There you go. I'm taking a bite of yours.
It's so good.
Because I know the staff in the back wants this.
Mark. God bless you. That is so, dynamite
special.
good.
You're definitely going to see that as a feature.
Pesto's Test Kitchen, Mark Canzanetta. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Woo, baby.
Woo! That's got a kick to it.
Isn't it?
Woo!
Holy moly.
Jeffrey. Take that little nuggie right there. Take that little nuggie. That one.
The best chicken sandwich.
Okay.
Okay, and the Korean one, if you want to try that one at home, I would encourage you to do so. He makes it look so easy.
You gotta have a deep fryer though, don't you?
Yeah,
I think to have a
so.
perfect chicken sandwich.
You can still get the oil hot. It'll be good to go. Speaking of hot, how about a hot tub?
How about the hot tub?
I feel like it makes all the difference because you can use it all the time, and if you're looking for a reason to, get the family together and do something, that.
And a way to up the value of your home too, right?
It sure does. Kelly Warren and Associates, they have the 411. Happy spring, happy almost summer on Home Advantage with Kelly Warren. Kel, look at the lake.
I love it. I love that the sun is shining, and yes, it is long overdue.
My gosh, you have some very interesting properties over the years, and this has to be one of the most interesting, if I do say so myself. This spot up here on Mosquito Lake is a cabin up on Airbnb because Fred and I put it there. But the space itself and why we fell in love with it is because of that view.
Right.
And where we are. And I would imagine when you guys are helping people and they have a very, good vision of what they want, there are places around this area that do this.
We have gorgeous views and locations, being up against a park or woods or water of any sort or even a golf course, like location, right?
Yep.
So you might as well, if you're going to live somewhere or use a space, you might as well take full advantage of everything that the area has to offer and be where you want to be.
This is I couldn't have said it any better myself. When people are, wanting that extra moment of serenity or calm or, basically an excursion from the family,
right?
Does that make the price of that particular property go up? Does it make it worth more?
Yeah, so there's like lot differentials. Like even if you were building in a development that's a new development, you're going to pay more for a lot that is up against the woods or a creek or a golf course than the lot across the street that's not. So, as we talk about location, when you're having a view or having an excellent, sunset, sunrise location or anything that makes the property special, you'll pay more for that, whether that's to live there or to vacation there.
We've talked about homes with pools, but we haven't really talked about homes with hot tubs. They're not nearly as expensive as pools. I mean, they're not used for kids. You can't play
Easier to
games
take
in
care
them.
of.
But yes, there are some advantages, and I think people really enjoy them.
Yes,
I know
they
I do.
Yes.
So if you're thinking about spa season, you can do it, in
And
the
the
summer.
nice thing is they're not as permanent, so if the buyer didn't want it, it's something that could stay or go, can be moved, doesn't have to be there for the next 30 years,
Yeah, that's a long time. That is a long time.
We got to commit to things in small increments.
That's the truth. All right, well, you are always committed when
Yes,
it comes to
thank
your
you.
clients, and they can call, they can text. I feel like just having her for 5 minutes on our show is asking a lot sometimes because your phone is going off all the time.
I'd rather be busy than slow, though, so.
And this is the time of year for it. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, it is now. Now is still the time, right?
It is. Now is the time. Yeah, not still the time. This is it. This is your best.
This is your best shot. Call or text, right?
Yep, 330-717-2689 or online at kellysoldit.com.
You heard it from her. Happy summer, happy spring, everybody. I know that hot tub.
Somebody could use a soak.
It's a nice spot to be, that's for sure. That's for sure. You know where else is a nice spot to be?
Where is a nice spot to be?
On the other end of something that can be very, very difficult. And on a serious note, we've all been through tough times over the last couple of years when it comes to COVID and how we've dealt with it and whether or not we're drinking too much or partaking in certain things. That can be a tough conversation to have, let alone get through it. That brings us to TJ and Rust City Church right now. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, then there may not be enough pictures in the whole world to properly capture what is so remarkable about TJ Costanza and his wife Alyssa. And before you think it has anything to do with Seinfeld, think again. This is most certainly not a story about nothing. What these pictures cannot convey might be the most important part. What you cannot see is the battle that is being fought and won against a very turbulent addiction to alcohol.
It's definitely a process. So I had been looking into certain jobs I could do that would help with that. And from my last DUI I got back in 2018, I think, it was a pretty high blood alcohol content. And so I've been on unsupervised probation for, it's gonna be 6 years total.
One of TJ's first loves, playing guitar in a band, put him in an environment where getting away from alcohol was not an option. That's where the battle began.
I was working at a printing place, I was drinking a lot, I was playing in bands that played only at bars from 9 a.m. until 1 in the morning, that type of thing. And then I got into binge drinking on the weekends generally, and then during the week it started, and
As his alcohol use grew, so did the amount of trouble TJ faced.
It started to get to that point when I would have blackouts, and I had two DUIs within a couple years of each other. I had tried to get better, and it had been successful for small periods of time, that kind of thing. And one day, it just got bad enough to where the job I was working, I had gotten fired from there because I just got drunk too much, and we'd all go to the bar at lunchtime and drink. And so one day I was fired, and I was, long story, but yeah, it was a dark period. And then God put it on my heart to just basically just said, dude, you need to clean your act up,
And so there he was, a far from perfect man who was newly married to Alyssa, who battled similar demons. Both decided to do something rather than nothing. Treatment first, and then picking up the guitar again, but this time in a brand new venue.
It's hard to explain. I started after I got clean, I went to a treatment place, for like a month, basically. And literally that week when I got out of there, somebody from Rest City Church reached out to me and was like, we're looking for a drummer for our worship team. And I was like, okay, cool. So I just got thrown right into it, and which is good because it's like an accountability type of thing at that point in my life, especially, you know. And after kind of getting acclimated to playing drums in front of people sober, because it had been so long before I've, you know, since I've actually done that. At that point, I started to be able to play shows with certain bands again in places like bars and stuff, and be totally like comfortable with it. It's an ongoing process. It's still a struggle once in a while, but the type of musical things I do anymore, it's not as much of a temptation, I guess you could say. So.
As the counting of days of sobriety turned into the counting of years of sobriety, both TJ and his wife look back on the journey and see Rest City in the rearview mirror.
So like we, meaning my wife and myself, we haven't really been like church people. We were married for, I think, about a year before we started coming here. And we had been talking about it, and we just couldn't find anywhere that we felt like we were accepted for who we are. And you know, a lot of places we've tried out or we've heard about, and I mean, you know how it goes. It's like you kind of feel out of place, and you feel like you're being judged. You feel like you're frowned upon because, you know, you have like scars, or you have baggage, you know. And when we started coming here, it was just like, okay, these people are cool. We're all flawed, and it's okay, you know. We're all in this together, you know.
He and his wife and their daughter all volunteer at Rest City in one way or another these days. But for TJ, music that one time meant nothing now means more than something.
The first thing I thought of, even before I started playing on the worship team, was like, this is kind of like a concert, but it's different insofar as it's not, you know, there's not people, you know, smoking pot next to me. There's not people like, you know, chugging beers and stuff, you know. It's like, and I feel something different than I've ever felt while listening to music before, which I later on found out it was the worship aspect of it.
A remarkable story, and thank you to TJ for being so open and so honest with us about what he and his wife have been through, and for Rest City opening up so many doors for us to really have some, you know, interesting conversations that a lot of times people aren't ready to do on TV.
It's difficult.
It is, and we're so proud of them, and I really, it's a lot to think about, a lot to process, and
we forced you to be on TV today.
pushing you out of your comfort zone.
Are there any other brothers and sisters that help out here?
Yes, all my sisters help out as well, and I'm the only brother involved.
Yeah, his mom and dad met here.
Did they really?
Yes, they did. Yeah.
Tell the story.
And now you're one of 9, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, correct.
9.
My mom was a waitress at one time, and my father was bartending, and they just had a thing going on, and they ended up getting married and had 9 kids later on.
9 kids, and their generations continue.
Right,
You guys have been around for how long again, Johnny?
Since 1932.
90 years.
32.
Yeah.
And you took 5 years off.
Yes, we had we were off for 5 years because 3 years was the pandemic.
Right.
And we're renovating the building, trying to get it open and whatnot. So.
Well,
want to talk about what we got?
This, I can't wait. You just had a bite.
I just had some pizza. Looks like the cheese is a little bit different on there too. Tell me about your pizza.
It's an old world style pizza. It's my grandmother's recipe from over in Italy. It's been with us ever since. We hand knead the dough. We don't make it in a mixer. Everything's hand kneaded, so it's done by hand.
I didn't know you had a
from
special
scratch.
Recipe for your Italian dressing.
We have a homemade Italian recipe, dressing recipe. Yeah.
This is one of the big sellers you were talking about.
Yeah, that's our jumbo chopsteak hamburger.
Oh, I can't wait to try
it
that.
comes with French fries. It's been a staple here for a long time.
Yeah.
At the Golden Dawn.
One of your favorites.
One of my favorites.
And then an old standby.
That's one of our pasta dishes, our cavatellis and meatballs. Homemade sauce, homemade cavatellis.
And then if you don't know about this, tell them about this.
That is the famous schooner beer we've been offering since way back when.
It started at what price? Because it's still a deal, right?
It started at 50 cents, and now it's up to $1.75.
And what kind of beer is it?
It's Genesee,
Yeah.
the only one we serve, and it's a 12-ounce glass.
Why'd they settle on Genesee? Any idea?
People liked it, so they just kept, kept going with the tradition. I
still like it.
Yeah.
I like the schooner. It's so cute.
Comes in a frosted glass.
I love it.
Yeah.
They're frosting right down here as we speak. And I have to say this, this may not be Steelite stuff, but the reason that we're able to come here and showcase so many of these restaurants is because of Steelite International, and they pay attention to the glassware and the plateware and all this stuff. And I think that they would be big fans of this, regardless of where it comes from, because it has so much history.
Correct. Right. We do have a lot of history in the Youngstown area.
I like how the Golden Dawn's right here on the glass.
Correct, yes.
There it
that's
is.
cool.
That was a nice touch.
This pizza,
it's
I mean,
fantastic.
if you're going to do pizza in the Mahoning Valley, you better do it right. And the fact that you are back doing this pizza 5 years later,
Yes.
look at all the rest of the pizzas.
Everything
I don't
was
know.
made from scratch. It's a homemade recipe.
Any specials you want to talk about before we go?
We do have Friday fish specials.
Okay.
Thursday we have our pasta specials. Monday we offer our jumbos. Any kind of way you want to get the jumbo, it's on Monday night specials.
That's tomorrow.
Coming up in the future, we're going to be doing wings and whatnot, and have additional specials once we get acclimated with the.
Just keep adding on.
With the kitchen and correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
good idea.
Little by little, we're going to add on.
Yeah, you have to walk before you run, right?
Exactly.
Right.
And that's
Amen
what
to
we're
that.
doing right now.
job.
We're crawling, then we're starting to walk.
We're just glad that you're crawling.
So-
It is it's so wonderful. And our 100th episode, Mike is celebrating his first time ever here.
It's a celebration.
It really is.
And there's a million people to thank, but we want to thank the viewers the most.
Yes, thank you for making this possible. Thank you to our sponsors and our community for sending us such wonderful story ideas and trusting us with being able to tell them on your behalf.
But to enjoy the Golden Dawn too. Don't wait as long as I did. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, 6 days a week. It is a blast.
It really is. And if you want to catch up on our show or send it to family and friends who maybe moved away or no longer live here, valleyspotlight.com. Download our Roku channel. You can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. We are pretty much everywhere. People walk in, they're like, oh gosh, you guys again?
Here we go again.
Here we go
Right.
again.
All right, a toast.
Oh, a toast.
And then a retromercial to kind of end things today. Johnny, thank you.
100 Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
Always
ma'am.
a pleasure.
Have a good show.
Happy 100.
Ragu introduces Chicken Tonight Simmer Sauces, and suddenly everybody's saying,
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight, chicken tonight.
choose from 6 new sauces. Each one's made with real vegetables and herbs, so you can make dishes like country French chicken and chicken cacciatore. Just brown the chicken, simmer, and serve.
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight,
New Chicken Tonight Simmer Sauces from Ragu.
chicken tonight.
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.